If you would like to get this month's crystal reading for your sign for download and purchase, please click on the Vimeo link below this video in the Show More section, or visit my website, theluckymermaid.com, and the links for these videos are posted on the most recent video page. Please be sure to check out my other psychic readings for each zodiac sign I have available there as well. Thank you so much. Wish you many blessings and peace.
Hi Scorpio, I'm Pam, and welcome to your Psychic Tarot reading for February 2017. This month I laid out the 5-card Rainbow Tarot spread for you using the Tarot Mucha Tarot deck, which is a new deck for me, and I used them in the mid-month Psychic Tarot updates in January, and people liked them, so I'm using them again this month. Please remember, these are general readings, and to get messages pertaining specifically for you, you would need a private reading. This recording is for Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Ascendant, and Scorpio Moon. Please be sure to watch your rising sign and your moon sign to gain more insight and information, because some months they will resonate more for you than your sun sign will. All that being said, Scorpio, now on to your reading for February 2017. First card you have that shows up here today, Scorpio, is the World. And this card symbolizes to me control. Planets in the heavens, spirit guides around you, conspiring to give you more control. You know, I feel like you've done everything the right way. I see you going, you know, I followed all the rules, I did all the instructions, I dotted all my I's and crossed all my T's. Why are not things going along better or moving along the way they should be right now? I see you having some question about how things are rolling. I feel like you're trying to gain some respectability in something you're doing, or making some headway with something you're doing, but I feel like you feel like either the universe or people you work with or people you are associated with or affiliated with are like creating blockages or delays or stumbling blocks or, you know, hurdles that you have to like overcome, get around, jump over. And I feel like you're like, all right already with this. It's time to get this, you know, party started. Let's get this ball rolling down this court, whatever word you want to say. I just feel like you feel like there are things that have been hampering you and holding you back. You know, and I feel like some of you may have a little bit of resentment, because you may feel like I'm always having to put myself on the line. What I'm doing, what I'm saying, how things. I just feel like you've got that feeling. Like, why do I always have to put myself on the line? Why is my neck always on the chopping block? Why is what I'm doing always being questioned or scrutinized or pulled out of a pile and looked at? I hear you thinking or saying, I don't want to turn this into a bashing fest, but people really need to give me my due. You know, what's due to me? If I'm due to get a raise, I should be getting it. If I'm due to get the promotion, I should be getting it. If I'm due to be the lead person in a project or on a case or whatever it is, then it should be happening. Like, I get all those kind of thoughts and feelings swirling around for you, like in your mind. I see you thinking this over, actually, and feeling it. You know, I feel like one of the things the guides would like to see you do is to break things down in bite-sized portions and deal with things bit by bit in February. Like, if you look at the whole thing in one big ball of wax, it's going to be too annoying to you or too overwhelming or feel too unfair. I feel like they want you to tackle things or look at things in bite-sized or smaller segments or portions. Otherwise, you're going to feel like things are too overwhelming or too unfair for you in the month of February. Also another thing, Scorpio, I feel like you need to have all your ducks in a row, or everything in alignment, because you may be having some systems or things checked. So this could be like at your place of work. Maybe they're going to do some kind of review or some kind of inspection that you're not really prepared about. So make sure you got everything, all things in alignment and in order. This could be the government. You could be getting audited. I'm not saying you are, but if you've got somebody that wants to look at what you're doing and review, like, are you doing A, B, C, D? Is everything in order? It could be at your job. Just think on that. It's not necessarily an audit, but that did come into my head. So the next card you have here is the Death card. And the Death card is a card of transformation, something ending so something new can begin. Sometimes this card comes up when somebody maybe has already passed away in your life. It could be something like that. I don't know what you're revealing, but I do feel that some of you Scorpios are going to be revealing your truth or the truth about something to maybe family members or coworkers, but I get you revealing some kind of truth. It comes up here with the Death card. Because I feel that there's something, some of you Scorpios may feel like there's too much scrutiny or too much question about you or about something you've done in the past. And so you want to clear the air and okay, let's get this out on the table because there's too much scrutiny going on. So I'm just going to have out with it. So, maybe you were somebody that was having an affair. And you're like, what? I can't hold this back anymore. There's too much suspicion on me, or my partner is suspecting. I just have to be out with it. Or it's not necessarily something bad that you did either. This could be secrets, like something, the truth coming out about something else. Like maybe you were keeping silent on the behalf of someone else, and now push has come to shove, or the law's coming down, or there's too much focus, and so you have to say it, or it's going to be a firestorm of other crap that's not going to be good if you don't say it. I mean, it's like truth of some sort is coming out from you, and I feel for some of you, it's because something needs to get some question or suspicion needs to get put to rest. That's why I feel some of you are doing this. Some of you may not have liked how you felt for a long time. Some of you may have gone through some issues where you were not feeling well. And this could be coming up here, why this Death card's coming up. I don't know. That's a little odd. I don't usually get these messages for this card, but this is what they're saying. Some of you feel like you want to jump out of your own skin. Some of you feel like you don't want to be where you are anymore, either a relationship or a home or a job or some kind of situation. And some of you don't want to be there anymore and you want to get out. But for some of you, it's your own skin where you don't like something. So maybe you've done or said something that's not sitting right with you and you feel uncomfortable about it and you want to jump out of your own skin. Or maybe because you've had some sickness or illness that has made it difficult for you and you don't feel like the way you feel about yourself internally, externally, and that's what's making you want to jump out of your own skin. But that is coming up in a couple of different ways for you Scorpios here through this Death card. Now, the next card you have here, which is crowning your reading, is the Eight of Swords. And this is a card that means trapped in a prison, trapped in an emotional prison, trapped in a situation, and you may not see the way out. You may be like, I don't know how to get out of this situation I'm in. Or there could be secrets being kept from you, unknown factors and unknown forces at work here that you don't know about. It could also be that too. Some of you Scorpios are probably not going to like this reading. I don't want you to be mad at me. I'm just telling you what I hear. I feel that some of you Scorpios have been led astray by someone. where someone has led you down some garden path that has not been honest with you or hasn't been truthful with you about something, or they misled you to believe things were going to happen and roll down a certain way, and then they didn't. They misled you. Some of you, this is going to apply to, or they haven't been a good influence on you, and they've gotten you involved in things and subjected you to things that are unhealthy, unholy, not right, not sitting well with you. It's not going to be the same for all of you, and it might be a minor situation. I don't want to overstate it or overplay it, but if you start back at the beginning and you listen to those other cards leading up to this, it all seems to me like it's going down one kind of path here with these three. Some of you are going to feel like your credibility is in question, and you're not going to like it. And this could be, maybe you have some business that you run or something you've done in work where some people are suddenly putting a spotlight on what you're doing, and they're saying, we're in question of your ethics, or in questions of your motives, or in question of the procedures that you followed, or in question of what you're saying about it. Like, you may be under some kind of scrutiny or in question, or your ethics or motives or any of that could come under question. And again, I'm going to say, for some of you, this has happened because somebody led you down, misled you. Somebody misled you down a path, or your expectations of something did not pan out to what you were led to believe that they would. So this is why you may be in this trapped, either emotional or trapped in a situational position with this Eight of Swords. If somebody gave you something that was not really theirs to take, you may have to return it or give it back. Maybe somebody sold you something that they said was theirs to sell, and they had stolen it. You know, maybe it was a fenced item, or, you know, maybe you took something that you felt was rightfully yours in a, like, maybe if somebody in your family passed away and there was a estate, division of estate, and you felt like something in your family belonged to you, and maybe it wasn't really yours to take, or other people are going to dispute it and say, hey, you shouldn't have taken that. It could be that. You could be up against something like that. I do feel you're going to have a sense of you want to undo something that was done, or you're going to want to repair or fix something that happened. So, as I always say, Scorpio, if these messages are not making sense to you so far, please watch your rising sign and your moon sign, because your messages may not be coming to you from your sun sign this month. The next card you have here is Two of Rods, or Two of Wands, whichever way you like to say it. And this card symbolizes partnership. This could be partnership in business and partnership in romance. It could be that. It could also be stepping out into the world with something you're doing, like presenting to the world, something you want to show people that you've done. It can also mean that. I do, you know, it's funny, it goes back to control. I do hear you're starting to get control of something. Now, you know what? These situations that I've talked about, they may have been out of control in your life. And maybe now you're getting control. These could have already happened for you, because a lot of times in these readings, I have people say, what you said 2 months ago is happening to me now. Or what you're saying right now happened to me already last month. Timing is going to be different for all of you. So some of you may have already gone through those 3 cards that I've said, because I get control happening for you. You know, if you feel like any judgment about you has been harsh, whether it's, you know, family judging you harshly, or work judging you harshly, or co-workers or friends, you're going to put them in their place. You're going to be putting people in their place that judged you harshly, Scorpio. I do feel that way. I feel some of you are thinking about that you need to reinvent your image, and you're not the first person that got this. You're not the first sign. It came up quite a bit in different ways. But some people, it's their image of, like, that they want to be thinner, or, you know, more fit, or their clothes or plastic surgery. You, it sounds like it's more about your image of how people are perceiving you. You could be doing it through plastic surgery and diet and exercise, but I feel it's more like image, like what you want to present to people. Do you want to be more businesslike and more polished? Do you want to be more casual and laid back and not so uptight? Like your image of those kind of behaviors, like whether you've got it all together and you've got it all figured out, and it's like, hey, I can handle the business you got to throw to me. Well, I can handle it, believe me. Like that kind of image, think about it. It comes up here through this Two of Rods card. Some of you may have a new business opportunity that comes up. And I hear the words signed, sealed, and delivered. So some of you may be signing a business partnership agreement, or if you work for somebody else, you could be making an alliance with somebody else that you will be partnering up at a distance, not even working at side by side, or making some kind, like your company, maybe joining companies with another. But you got some of you do have some partnership arrangements or agreements or alliances coming up here with this card that I feel will be beneficial for you or lucrative for you. So that's coming up here with the Two of Wands card or Rods card. The last card you have of the 5 is the Hermit. And the Hermit is a card that symbolizes spiritual guidance and being spiritually protected. It's like your spirit guides are lighting the way for you. They're showing you the path to follow, the way to go. This could also be you being the hermit, where you're taking a step back, getting a lay of the land, feeling out the situation before you proceed forward, but your spirit guides are still going to be guiding you nonetheless. I feel like you're going to have the feeling like I have to keep my nose to the grindstone. I have to prove myself. If you're in any kind of Olympic competition or gymnastics competition or swimming or lifting weights competition, you are going to be like or any kind of competition. Doesn't have to be a physical one, but they did come up. I mean, it could be auto racing. I do get you putting your pedal to the metal, your nose to the grindstone, and like, I got to prove myself. I got to prove myself. I feel that. And some of you may say, screw that. I'm Scorpio. I proved myself plenty. I already did this. I'm not listening to this. Well, okay. Well, maybe you're not the Scorpios that feel like you have to do it. But I do get some of you Scorpios feeling like, I gotta prove myself to the higher ups and the bosses. I gotta prove myself to my clients. I gotta prove myself to my public that I sing for, perform for, or have videos for. Whatever it is, I see, if you're a Scorpio, I feel you're going to be like, oh man, I got to get it together. I got to put it down on paper. I got to make it happen. I got to show like what I can do. I got to show them, your mettle is being tested here. Like, what do you got, Scorpio? What are you made of? What, can you weather the storms? Can you weather, and I know you can. Scorpios always end up coming out of it. I mean, even when you go through the worst of times, Scorpios persevere and succeed and come through it. I don't know that I've ever known any Scorpio that didn't do that. But am I going to sit here and lie to you and say, oh, Scorpio, everything's sunshine and roses? In your reading this month, I'm sorry, don't hate me, Scorpio, but I don't feel like it is. I feel like you're going to come through it and you're going to succeed, and I see your determination, and I see your will kicking up here, and you do have spiritual protection and guidance, so I feel you're going to come through it. But for some reason, Scorpio, like maybe the rest of the year or other months, you're going to have it like, whoo, clear sailing. But February, I feel, is a little challenging for you. I do, based on these cards and based on what the guide said. But you know what? Maybe you're a Scorpio that this already happened to, and you've already cleared it out of the way. And this is talking about your past. But for some of you, you are going to feel it this month, what I'm talking about. Some of you have a new member of the family that's going to come in. This could be through one of your kids is getting married, or one of your kids is having a baby, or you could be getting married. You could be having the baby. It could be a niece, a nephew, a grandkid. Like, you got some new member of the family is coming in here. And for many of you, I really feel for many of you, it's through marriage or a romance like a marriage. So they're going to be like their life partner, whether they actually go through the contractual agreement of marriage. But I do feel you've got new family member coming in here for many of you Scorpios. You know, harness all your energy this month. Put the past behind you. Try not to focus on regrets or having regrets, because that's just going to suck you down a rabbit hole you're not going to like, and it's not going to motivate you or get you anywhere. I see Alice in Wonderland going down that rabbit hole. You do not need to be Alice tripping out into Wonderland. You don't need that, Scorpio. It's time to get down to brass tacks and reality. You know, straighten your tie, or, you know, fix your hair, get yourself in alignment. Like, you know what? Nobody's going to knock me off my game. I came here to play, and here I am, and I'm going to focus, and I'm going to win, because you are going to win in the end, Scorpio. I got chills here. You got somebody, that a deceased relative has showed up here for you Scorpios with this last comment, because your deceased relatives want you to be motivated, not to fall into depression or feel sorry for yourself or feel like, you know, a boxed in Scorpio is a dangerous thing. I wouldn't want to box in a Scorpio because they got the tail that stings. I'm not saying you Scorpios can't be sweet. I know you can. You love your family. You love people to death. But if you're put up against a wall, you're going to strike. Just practice patience and reserve, as far as, like, you know, just stay centered and grounded. Spirit around here, that's a deceased loved one to you, is saying, you look fabulous. Play from your strengths. Don't shoot from the hip out of fear from your weaknesses. Shoot from your strengths. You have a deceased relative here, you know, and I don't know that I've ever gotten that here for Scorpio before. I may have. I know they've shown up in Leo, and I know they like to show up in Virgo, but you Scorpios, all my hairs are standing up. So know you've got very strong deceased loved ones protection and guidance very strongly this month of February. So I hope this reading helped you, Scorpio. I certainly hope it made sense. I want to thank you so much for watching, sharing, and liking my videos. Thank you for subscribing and for Google Plusing. I always appreciate that. And please remember to subscribe. That way you'll get notified when I post my videos here on YouTube. And I have started to add more videos than what I did before. I've been doing psychic crystal readings for the new moon and the full moon every month. And when we have eclipses, I've been doing psychic crystal readings for those as well. And if you're interested in getting an expansion of this reading, Scorpio, where I look into my crystal and get messages from my spirit guides for you for this month of February 2017, you can access these videos for download and purchase by clicking on the link below this video in the Show More section, and it will take you to my Vimeo videos on demand page for February 2017 crystal readings for each sign of the zodiac. You can also access these videos by going to my website, www.theluckymermaid.com, clicking on the videos tab on my menu and going to page 8. Scroll down the page, and there you will see the heading for the February crystal readings. You just click on your sign and it will take you to that video on Vimeo. I want to wish you a fantastic, fabulous February, Scorpio, and know that I wish you many blessings and peace.